Hey, it's me. I got a guest star. A fat baby. Working on object permanence, living his life. And the big one's around somewhere. I'm sure he'll make a cameo. So I wanted to talk about being a working parent who's at home with your kids right now. I've made a video about that before, and I will again because I think it's really important right now. I want to welcome you to my office. This is my work. This is what I do all day long. And what I want to talk about specifically is Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter books. If you are not a Harry Potter fan, this video will probably miss you, but I have been thinking about that lately because I have a lot of friends, and a lot of them are moms, who are being like full-on superwomen right now. They're working full-time, and a lot of them are having to leave the home. They come home and like disinfect, and they're not kissing their kids, and then they're trying to run their houses, and like, what a friggin' mess. Like, that's horrible. That's so much work and so much stress and anxiety. I was thinking about the reality of the fact that you can't do two jobs at once because that's not how time works. And it made me think about Hermione Granger in, I believe, The Prisoner of Azkaban, and how she was taking more courses than you could take at one time. So she was given a time turner so that she could go back in time and do go to classes that were scheduled at the same time. Bitch, you are not better than Hermione Granger. Do you think you're the smartest witch of your age? I don't think so. You do not have a time turner. Hermione Granger needed a time turner to do two jobs at one time. I'm like, you know that bitch had binders? She knew what was up. She was not screwing around. I know. Let's see. Here. Well, you don't have to. Jesus. Like, the things you're being asked to do right now are literally impossible. You cannot be doing two things concurrently, two full-time jobs. Taking care of children all day and the work that is entailed with that, and having a real job, childcare is a real job, having another out-of-the-house full-time job. You can't do them at the same time. If you could, people would, but you can't. It's impossible. You can't do two things at the same time. Ugh. I don't know how many more ways to say it. I had to really toughen up in the last couple years with kids, because I keep having people say like, well, when are you going to go back to work? Are you going to like just work a few days? When are you going to go back to work? It's like, I'm working. I'm working every day. Every day I do 2 loads of laundry. I do a bath for kids. I make 3 meals and 3 snacks. Some of them are for 4 people. I vacuum my house every day. I do dishes every day. I do laundry every day. And then there's all of the emergent issues. You know, when a kid, I don't know, starts a fire with the toaster that they're not allowed to touch. Or they flood the bathroom while everyone's sleeping, and you get to handle that. And so, like, I have days where I'm doing my normal workload, and then I have emergent issues that are huge. When we were saving up to pay for this baby, I was babysitting. I was taking the big guy with me 40 hours a week. And while I was doing that, it was the only other thing I could do. There was no, like, going out and, you know, doing hobbies or whatever. There was none of that because there was no time for it and no energy. And while I was doing that, we ate takeout like 3 days a week because I also do all of the shopping in our house. And if I was working full-time, I couldn't shop. Huh. Yeah, it's too much. You can't do it.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. So, and if you're trying to do multiple jobs at the same time, you're not going to be able to give them the attention and the quality that you would like. And that, you can come over, causes huge problems later. You know, if you're only parenting, you can steam the broccoli and make the cheese sauce that will convince your children to eat the broccoli. And you can set up the crafts, and you can go buy the shit you need for the crafts because it doesn't fall out of the sky. And right now, there's no delivery services, a lot of things. So, like, you're rummaging around in a closet looking for shit to, like, do a craft because you've been inside for 2 months. It's insane. So, like, if you're not doing a great job at parenting right now, it's because you're so handicapped. How could you be? How could you be? I feel so mad about it. Ugh. Because what I do is women's work, it isn't studied, it isn't valued, it isn't considered work. But it's fucking work. It's hard work. I work from sun up to sundown. If this pandemic was happening while Hermione Granger had small children and she was married to Ronald Weasley, which was a mistake, but I'm not in charge of her life. Do you think she would handle all of this? Like, gracefully? No. First of all, she would probably be sheltering in place at the ministry because, you know, she's a big grand poobah. She wouldn't be going back to her house to, like, give her kids the plague. Probably Ronald would be at home doing a piss poor job of it because I don't think he's an active parent, knowing what we know of Ronald Weasley. Very possibly the kids would be shipped off to the Burrow and Molly Weasley would be watching all of them, which is insane. 60-year-old grandmothers are not guaranteed childcare for a lot of people, but they're being called on right now. We don't live in a place near our family, so, like, I know people from back home who have, like, all their family around. They're like, oh yeah, we've never used a babysitter. It's like, why would you if you have your cousins and your sisters and your mom there for free? But, like, that's not an option for everybody. So anyways, Hermione is at the ministry, sheltering in place, binders on binders on binders. You know that bitch has it together. I love her. And, like, she would probably be really miserable about it. I'm sure she really miss her kids. But, like, sometimes you have got to step up and be the boss that you are. And, you know, you have interests and responsibilities outside of your children. And they are so important. And caring about them does not make you less of a parent, less of a mom. You know? If you are working your ass off at a high-powered job so that you can lift your family out of poverty, you can be an example to your children, you can save for a home in a good area, you can send them to college, or just because you're chasing your pleasure, you like to work, then, like, you're being an amazing mom. That is amazing. There's no one right way to do it. Me being here is not better than me working at another job that is my passion. This is my passion. This is where I want to be. I do not want to be in an office. But if you do, just as good of a mom, just as valid. So, if your kids are normally in daycare so that you can work and pay the bills and be the boss bitch that you are and be the Hermione Granger of whatever you're doing, like, of course your world is tumbling down right now. Like, how would it not? You should be able to send your kids to the Burrow and have Molly watch them so that you can use your binders. So if that's not happening for you right now, I feel passionate. I'm feeling saucy today. You're still an amazing parent. You're not better than Hermione Granger. She couldn't do this either. And neither could Leslie Knope, for that matter. Do you know that the reason that they jumped 3 years ahead on the last season of Parks and Rec is because Amy Poehler had 2 small children and she did not want to work with child actors. she already had kids at home and she didn't want to deal with kids on the set. So they jumped ahead. Actually, I think it was like 6 years because the kids were bigger. Whatever. They jumped ahead because Amy Poehler, another boss bitch, didn't want to spend more time with kids at her job. What a healthy, reasonable decision. And because she's the boss, she was able to make it. So, oh my God. If this was happening in Pawnee and Leslie was, you know, being the queen that she is, they wouldn't have, I don't even know what she would do. It would probably be that, like, Andy and April are watching all the kids while Leslie and Ben go out and just tear things up because that's who they are. So yeah, the person you are already is awesome. And if that person is a person who works and who manages crises, that's fucking amazing. And so, yeah, you just keep being like the bright star that you are. You be that bad bitch, girl. I love it. I love to see you shine. This stay-at-home mom, no shade on you working moms. You are the bad bitches. You are carrying us forward for boys and girls out there. So yeah, be yourself. Be the Hermione Granger you are. Be a champion. I will make the casseroles and I'll bring them to you because I've got that time. And seriously, lean on your stay-at-home mom friends who this is kind of normal for. Because, like, I don't mind buying more groceries and dropping them off at your house. I don't mind picking, you know, crayons and shit up, bringing them to you. Yeah. I cursed a lot in this because that's who I am, and I get angry about childcare being undervalued because it's bullshit. It's incredible work. Hi, Toots.
What's done with you?
Yeah.
What's time to get to?
Do you like having your mommy with you?
Yeah.
I like you. So yeah, you're the best. You're the best. Just remember, you don't have a time turner. You're doing everything you can. All right, bye. Go ahead.